Let me in. It's back! When you're shoved, you don't go, oh my god. You go, what the hell? Hi, my name is Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. We are back with another reaction. Super fun video today. We are checking out the dance practice for KickFlip's track. Backwards, upside down, right side up. I don't know. Whatever they're calling it. I think it's the same song. I think we're all just calling it different things. But regardless, that is what we are checking out today. We're also going to address the elephant in the room right now and move on and not talk about it. Travesty, RIP my ring finger. I'm aware I'm missing a nail. We're not going to talk about it after this, but acknowledged. Now, I heard the song for the first time when I did the full EP listen for their latest comeback. I will link that video up here for you. I was really unsure about it. It was a lot. It was very overstimulating. I didn't really have an opinion on it because I couldn't really digest the song at all. But I did have people in the comment section of that video that felt the same way about the song, that said check out the dance and the choreography for it because that helps everything make a little bit more sense and it actually looks really good and it changed their opinion on the song a little bit. So I figured, why not? Fair warning, now there will be a lot of pausing in this video. I will be talking about all things dance, choreography, execution, performance. Sometimes I even go on a weird track about outfits and stuff and I don't know. It's a yappy video, forewarning. The reason I pause in these videos, because I feel like I've never prefaced this before, I pause in these videos because it is the best way for me to get out what I'm thinking and what's going on in my head without missing anything. Watching dance, I see so many different little things and they're all registering in my head so quickly that if I were to hold my thoughts all the way to the end and then go and try and talk about every single thing, I won't hit every single thing that I wanted to talk about because I will forget. There's just too many things. It's different with music videos because I'm not in filmmaking. I'm a dancer, but that is the reason I pause. So if that is not your forte, perfectly cool, good for you. Not the video for you to watch. I have lots of other videos where I don't pause. There's so much going on here. I have to spit it out immediately or else it's going in the trash folder in the brain. Let me also make this disclaimer. Everything I say in this video is my opinion. Art and dance is subjective. Just because I like something doesn't mean you have to like it, and vice versa. Nothing I say in this video is a personal attack against anyone in this group or any other group. Everything I say is based off of my own experience, my own training, what I was taught, my thoughts and opinions. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. It's fine. They're still talented. The world keeps spinning. Honestly, they don't care what I have to say. So it's really not that deep. Anyways, I think that's all the disclaimers I need to make before getting into this video. I'm really excited to check this out, so let's not waste any more time and get right on into the video. Okay, so the video pulled up in front of me right now. I am super excited to check this out. I did double check. This, I believe, is backwards, but everyone's translating it differently. Forgive me, I don't really know names. I might know a name or two, so if I am like that guy or this guy, it's just because I don't know their names. That's really all I have to say. I need to shut up because there's going to be a lot of yapping coming. Let's get started. Kickflip, backwards, upside down, whatever you want to call it. Dance practice is starting now. Sorry, I'm already pausing. I'm already pausing. I also feel like, is this just me or is this like, it's not like focus. Ooh, okay. I really like this step sequence they have where the leg comes around. It like comes around like this. You can't see my leg. My leg comes around here and then they go ga 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 on the snare and then they turn around and then they come here and they do like this groove back. I really like that step sequence. It's very like plays around with the kind of momentum of the movement where you're kind of really playing with shifting direction and shifting weight a lot. This also is pretty steady in terms of beat, so I'm interested to see if we keep this kind of tempo up or if we start manipulating the tempo a little bit. But I really like that step sequence overall. I just think it's really interesting and the snare hits really well on that. They're really sitting in the pocket on that, so you're processing the snare auditorially as well as the movement visually. that was nice that'll like settle in. I know I just paused. I'm sorry if you don't like it, click off. I really like this like little like settle bounce in because you get the feeling of settling, but it doesn't feel like they're like fully, sorry, every time I hit this desk, it shakes my camera. But it doesn't feel like they're fully like hitting a stopping point. Like it's still very light, but you're still getting that like kind of bounce in, a little more of a grounded moment, but with still the lightness in it. And I don't know, I just liked it. Ooh, that's nice. It just will always hit really well when someone like does like a gesture to like hitting the floor and everyone kind of like jumps as a result. Stuff like that will always hit really well because it's that like cause and effect visual. Is familiar to the brain, is easily recognizable, and it has this like really nice like pop in it where it doesn't feel like it's like, whoa, doing that too much. Like it's more of like a pop. This dance so far is very light on the feet. It's not super grounded. It has moments of groundedness, but overall it's very light, has an air to it. It's really sitting in the kind of like bounce of things. So that'll be interesting to see how that continues forward in the rest of the practice. Ooh! Oh, fun visuals. That's so fun. Sorry, I need to do it again. Okay. And what works really well is there is a level of surprise in this movement that they do because they're moving towards each other. You think that they're just gonna cross, but then they don't. They hit back and they go into this move. It's that element of surprise, keeping people on their toes. And what's really important with stuff like that is you have to fully commit in the sense of you have to act like you are going to continue walking even though you know you're not. Because if you approach it timidly and like you're like, okay, I know this is coming, I need to like not go too crazy so I can do the next thing, it ruins the visual. It becomes predictable versus if you're like going into it full confidence, like your brain's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna keep going, then you're like, oh no, I changed my mind at the last minute. That's what gives the element of surprise. If you approach it timidly and you're like, okay, I know what's gonna happen, I need to get ready for it, falls flat and it becomes predictable to the viewer and you lose the effect of the visual entirely. Oh. I love that we're actually playing with the different levels more so than you would get in typical choreography because there's floor work, there's partner work, there's that lift there. Seen less in these kind of choreographies because it's inherently harder to do when you're performing and singing and all that stuff. But I like that because you're creating this range and level in the movement. And in the same way that textures and playing with tempo add this kind of ebb and flow in the movement, levels and playing with how high and how low things are also creates this ebb and flow and makes it visually interesting, gives it a little more dynamics. So it's nice that they're actually doing that. Ooh, okay, that formation transition is really nice. Yeah, I really like that step sequence is so good. The like kick around, ga ga ga. I don't know, it's very like riding the beat of this section in the instrumental, and when you really are riding along with it, it's not only satisfying to do as a dancer, but it's also really satisfying for the viewer because it's easily digestible. And when I say easily digestible on things, that doesn't necessarily mean like boring. It just is that nice kind of ride that you're taking on, and it's so nice. I want to see this whole section again. Especially because they're like actually down with their torso, and that creates more of an interesting visual when this leg kicks behind. Versus if they're just kind of like leaning on a diagonal or torso straight up, it wouldn't work as well. Having it look like they're like falling almost by going all the way down. Their hands nearly touching the floor, they're like reaching out for it. And then having that leg kick behind, that creates that like interesting visual and the kind of like twist in the body. When you twist and use this torso really well, it adds a level of dynamics and a little bit more. I'm looking for a word. Where's that word? Is it out there? It just makes it more interesting. I'm gonna remember the word and I'll put it in here if I remember it. It just makes it a little more interesting. It adds this like really nice visual because you have opposing forces working against each other. And I don't know, it's just really nice. It also is a similar thing of it looks like they're gonna go to the ground, but they don't. And it's that kind of sudden change in expectation versus reality that keeps things interesting and keeps the viewer on their toes. Ooh, that's a nice transitional movement. I really like the texture they're adding in this section with the whole bounce and then the two walks, and they do like a here and a here or something. I don't know. It's chill and it's nonchalant, but it still has intention and approach in it. A lot of times when people think, oh, something needs to be chill, nonchalant, they just approach it from a space of not trying, not having intention behind the movement. You need to have just as much intention behind chill movement as like something that's really like crazy and has a lot of in it. Because otherwise it doesn't come across chill, it comes across like you're not trying, which are different things, different vibes, but having this nice like chill rock back, the kind of also the bounce in the movement, more in that if you were just listening to music and you're kind of like bopping your head type thing, it's that energy that's created as opposed to like, I'm just doing the steps, I don't want to do the steps, which I mean, sometimes that energy does work for certain things. But most of the time when you're going for chill, it's very easy to slip down the path of not trying when those are two completely different things. This is chill movement, it's laid back, it has that bounce in it, but it still has as much intention behind it as the rest of the other moves do. Especially because there is a certain level of resistance that still exists in the movement. Even this here, it's not tense and muscle controlled. That's different from resistance. It just has a little bit extra kind of push in it, almost like you want to think that you're in like molasses, where like you're not like tense and you're like, you're not like pushing cement. You're not in cement. You're in molasses where like there's resistance, but you're not having to like really like tense your muscles up. This section here has a little bit of resistance because it keeps it from being like too floppy. Adding the resistance gives it a little bit more strength and oomph, and also showcases a little bit of that intention that I was talking about. So it is really nice that they are using that resistance in their movement, because that's something in execution, not choreography, and they're all doing a really good job of it. I like that there's elements of like fun, kind of goofy in this. I think it fits really well with the song. That's a really nice visual. When you have a line and you're opening out either with like the arms or the legs or whatever, and then you have people moving out at the same time, it just creates a really nice visual. Very satisfying, very like whatever movement that was is what caused the people to move out. The two in the very front step out first, and then you don't have the people behind. I think that's Kehun, I want to say. That's one of the names I know. Behind him, wait to come out until after he does the arms out. A similar visual, but a different energy behind it, and then you land in that like V with Kehun in the center. So bird. trying to get in. I literally was just staring at a bird at the window, trying to get in here. It was like, let me in. Okay, anyways, back to this. It's still here. You can't get in here. That's also a nice transition between textures there. You have the bounce to the switch of, ooh, slow it down, make it really juicy. And I like the going down, stopping, and then coming back up and undoing. It fits really well with the title of the song, whichever title you want to go with. It's just a nice, interesting visual and a little tie-in to what the song's about. Sorry, I keep thinking that bird's gonna come back and actually get through the window, and then I will scream. It won't. It can't get through the window. Dance practice. Sorry. Got distracted there. That's also really good, the pop out that they do. What they do is they're leaving their like chest and upper body, chest, head, neck, this square, like school picture square, they're leaving that behind. What that does is that creates the visual like they're being shoved. When you're shoved, you don't go, oh my god. You go, what the hell? And that's what they're doing. Looks more authentic as opposed to like, oh, I'm falling now versus, whoa, I'm losing it, guys. I don't know what I'm on today. Ooh, I really liked that footwork. The one in the all black with the turtleneck. And he's got like off-white, looks like superstars on. Yeah, it goes ga-ga-da-ba, click. And that's really nice because it's that same resisted open here. You're building this resistance, and it's like when you stretch, if you were to take like a rubber band and you stretch it out, you're creating that resistance and that tension. And if you were to let it go, it would immediately like snap back to its regular shape. That's what this is doing. It's opening is that resistance and it's snapping back to the original shape. It's that rubber band kind of building tension and releasing tension effect. And it works really well. This footwork also works really well on the snare. Footwork on snares just always will hit for me. I don't know. It's just so satisfying. Ooh, okay. A couple things. I also really like that we have this kind of clicking into the rubber band effect around because it kind of switches into this really like circular, bouncy spiral kind of movement. And it's a nice juxtaposition contrast to the like clicky parts we were getting before. Here we are once again. Contrast creates focus, makes things a little more interesting, makes movements pop. That's how it is. I also really like this floor work that they do. What I really like about this going back thing is it's very light. They think of more so going up before going back as opposed to just like dropping back, which is a very different visual to go for. It fits more in the motif of this choreography being a little bit lighter on your feet, less grounded into the floor. It's that very light, it's that down. It creates a nice breath in the movement. It's back! It creates a little more breath in the movement. And then when you actually can settle into the floor and they do that little like leg switch, it's a contrast in the energies behind the movements. Sorry. Ooh. Oh, I'm gonna let them finish and then I'll go back. Oh, okay. Nice ending visual there. Okay, we're gonna go back and watch that whole section again. Okay. I'm about to say this now, I'm gonna forget it. I really like that when we get this visual, we have I'm like 99% sure that's Ki-hoon. Watch it not be him and y'all have to correct me in the comments. That's fine. He like walks through and they all settle here. Everyone that's in the club is just like family photo, and then they tilt their head versus Ki-hoon's just like casually walking. And it's like if someone called his name, he's like, huh? But it happens at the same time that everyone else moves their head, so it almost feels like coincidental. And then I really like these like settling down because this is the most grounded movement I think we get in the dance practice so far. And it's switching the energy a little bit. We're getting into this little instrumental breakdown right at the end. The level shifting and dynamics is really nice, especially because it's not just like, oh, the front is low and the back is high. It's different levels front to back. So it's a really nice, interesting visual. And this little hold they do here, and then they go back. That hold is so minor in the scheme of dance. Adding little holds places and waiting till the last possible second to start the next move creates a really nice dynamic shift, and it, in the same way that like they're holding, it makes the viewer kind of hold their breath and go, oh, okay, what's coming next? And it's a really nice, interesting choice. I really like that they added that there. Especially because it does mirror the like vocal that's happening in the back. We do have some tempo shifts that I was thinking about at the beginning of this, in this last section. This is quick, da 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 da, and they slow it down. That tempo shift creates the focus change, and it's just so nice. Switching from really fast, quick movement into something slower, especially one that's like slow motion-esque, is just always such a good visual. It recaptures attention, re-engages viewers, and that does a really good job right at the end to be like, okay, last little thing, pay attention when we finish, type deal. I really like that ending visual that they had. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. That was definitely really good, definitely fits the song really well. I still think the song's not my favorite on the album, especially because there's so many other songs on the album that I do love. The choreography works really well with this. I think they do a good job of executing it. I like that there are some more fun, playful elements in it because this song is more on the fun, playful side in terms of you are playing around with the tempo, and the song's kind of all over the place. You kind of want the energy and the vibe to match that. So they did a really good job of that. I thought they all executed really well. They're all incredibly in sync, incredibly clean, incredibly talented. I think I was missing a little bit of energy, just a little bit. I get that there's a lot of this song is that more like chilled, laid back vibe, but there are certain points where I was like, ooh, I could have used just like a touch more oomph, power behind certain things, but I do still think they all did incredibly well. Standouts for me dance-wise, I'm 99% sure that's Ki-hoon in the like open baseball jersey. He stood out a lot. I feel like he did a really good job commanding the center when he was in it. Like he was like, I am the focus, I'm going to pull the focus, I'm going to hold it down. Which, not that the others weren't doing that, but it really jumped out of him. The guy in the all black turtleneck, he's second in from the left. He also stood out, good footwork. They all had moments where I was like, oh, okay. Those two were standouts. The tall one, forgetting his name, I think it starts with an M. But I thought he did a really good job at matching levels because he is so tall, and I don't know the height of the others, but I just know that he's tall. But regardless, it didn't feel like there was a huge level difference between him and the rest, so that's really good. I know I'm not tall, but I've been in dances and pieces with people who are taller, and I know how hard it can be for them to meet someone at my level, even though I'm not tall, but I'm not exactly short, I wouldn't say. But so he did a really good job of really adjusting his levels really nicely to where it didn't feel like head. I thought it was good. I thought it fits the song incredibly well, and I think they all did incredibly well. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed listening to me yap a little bit. I know my brain's a little squirrely today and we had the issue with the bird, but we made it through. I really do appreciate it. If you want to go check out any of my other kickflip reactions, they're in the kickflip playlist. I will link it up here for you. If you liked the dancer side of things, I also have a playlist of all of my dancer reactions to all the different groups that I reacted to dance stuff with that I can also link for you. If you want to check out any other group that I react to, they each have their own playlist. I also have a playlist called Reactions to Come, which is full of everything that I'm confirmed to be reacting to that has been released. So if you don't see something in that playlist that you want me to react to, feel free to drop it down in the comment section below or reply when I post, let me know. I do know I have videos in that playlist for the kickflip deep dive that I am planning on doing at some point soon. Those are there, they're in the works. If I'm missing anything that you think is important enough to be a part of that series, drop it down in the comment section below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on post notifications. Like I said, we are still in the midst of busy comeback season, so lots of things happening. Plus that kickflip deep dive will be coming soon, so it is important that I have those post notifications turned on. If you want to go follow me on any of those social medias, I'll put them both down here. They're also linked in the description of this video as well as on my channel page, so if you want to go follow me over there, I would love to have you. Thank you so much for watching my video and supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next one. No, that's stupid. That's stupid. I'm cutting that out. I'm just gonna leave that part in and then you'll just never know what I cut out.